Now let us invite our brothers Christopher for his guidance.
大家人好暗暝，所以大家都请好暗暝。头先要感谢天恩师的，感谢祖师的弘慈，是尊师傅的大德，要感谢老前人各位老典传师的栽培，要感谢各位前贤各的大德，好到今仔暗有这个机会，通叫大家人学习。I would like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to lecture tonight, to thank our enlightened teachers, to our 师尊师母, our 老前人, our 典传师 for their continued support, and to all of you fellow Taoqians for giving me today the opportunity to expand my wisdom and knowledge about the great Tao. So, 今仔暗我要講嘅就是繼續講嘅差不多食嘅講嘅迄個大學首章已經就話講這課時陣到即擺已經經過2-3個月，就講其實時間是過足緊嘅啦。咱即擺已經2023年咯本來咱2020開始有點線上開始開課，即擺已經下落去，就即擺咱已經到退化迄個下落迄個恢復咱以前的生活，就是無個需要個一直真對迄個對於咱的迄個COVID 真足，咱已經到咧恢復正常了，所以咱希望咱嘛是會通咱大家人大家佇不管是佇倒位，或是佇咧點網絡上聽課的人，會通嘛是到轉去迄個咱平常時轉來學堂，轉來辦道務，轉來鬥相眾做鬥相眾，咱鬥幫忙咱的道親的迄個生活甲迄個心態，為着咱大家無咱有法度人繼續踮這個世界繼續享受無一個真大原因是為着咱的祖先交咱家己做的功德是真多真圓滿，所以咱有法度人繼續會通留喺這世界無，有法度人繼續寫健康的生活無，嘛是真無簡單，所以咱大家嘛是愛好好寫把握這個機會。First of all, I would like to give all of us congratulations, because right now it's 2023. We have somehow managed to survive like 3 years of pandemic, and currently we're already on our way out to being back to normal. Just this week in Taiwan, like we no longer have to wear masks, so that's a huge step forward, because Taiwan is one of the last few countries that still had COVID protocols when everyone else was already going back to normal. And we all remember that we had started our online classes from 2020, and a lot of things happened in the 3 years that we have spent, not regardless of whether we're attending classes or our daily life. Some of us have lost loved ones, and some of us have been sick, but to be able for us to still remain in this world and still enjoy our life and still like live healthily, consider relatively healthy, and I hope with a lot of like gratitude for all the blessings that we have despite our hard times. We should remember that we are able to have such blessed life because of all the good deeds that our ancestors and we have done. And that's why we must remember that to continue to come back to our Tao temple, whether through attending like Tao lectures and events, or to care for our fellow Taoqians and our family and friends, because we have each other, and the world is a better place if we could treat each other better. So, 今日要繼續講咱的迄個寫大學首章， 头一摆当然已经经过一段时间了，所以先做一个简单的学习。咱的大学之道就是咱的咱的这个圣人之学，伊就是咧教咱，伊就是孔子教伊的教伊的学徒，安怎有做一个做一个好的一个平和的社会。To review, because it's been a few months since I lectured the first part of this great learning. Great learning is a teaching that was given by our great teacher Confucius to teach his students how to live in a harmonious state in society. And it is even though it is like 虽然这个智慧无是真侪年前写的册本，真侪年前教育学生的，不过咱即卖社会嘛是各用会着了，搁经过几啊个年，经过1000年或者10000年嘛是共款，这个大学之道的学问是真正占咱的大家人的生活拢用会着。And even though this teaching has been has been written in record for thousands of years past, even in today's society, in modern society, and even 10,000, 1,000 years or 10,000 years from now, everything that is taught in the Great Learning will still apply because the wisdom that is written in it will last throughout the ages. So, 咱的大家咱的做伙点，我即马要先跳过去。So， 咱头一个句就是讲，大学之道，在明明德，在亲民，在止于至善。这个就是讲，咱大学之道教人的就是爱有明明德，就是咱有咱的个功德八德，爱亲民就是发当甲咱大家社会的人改善。要止于至善，就是互咱知影讲，咱家己会通点着迄个上善良的会根本造化上造化上讲咱做人做够好。For the first part, the Great Learning teaches us to illustrate the illustrious virtues, which is like the 8 cardinal virtues that has been taught to us in various lectures. To renovate the people, it means to change everyone for the better, and to rest in the highest excellence, meaning our only goal is for us to be as good as we can be. We're not content in being mediocre. We want to be the best that we can try to be. So it means that we will not like give 咱无要用迄个，咱是一个人，做原因，敢若咱无法度甲咱的代志做较好势，或是无法度叫人有和平、相亲相爱的关系。We are not going to allow our mere imperfection to prevent us from seeking the excellence in relating to other people, regardless whether it comes from caring for other people, for building a harmonious society, and for doing the good that we can to benefit the world. 要第二句无，知止而后有定，定而后能静。这个是讲啥？是咱知影讲，咱是爱至于至善无？咱就爱知影讲啥？咱的目标伫倒？若是咱知咱目标伫倒位无？咱就袂阁真担心讲咱的生活兼有啥物方向，为着咱已经知影讲，咱的目标就是至于至善。The point where to rest being known, the object of pursuit is then determined, and that being determined, a calm unperturbedness may be attained to. Meaning, once we know that our goal is to rest in the highest excellence, then we know what the purpose of our life is. So we know that that is our goal. And since we know what our goal is, it's easier for us to focus on doing all that we can so that we can reach that goal. So that we're not always questioning, we're not always wondering, what are we in the world living, what are we living for in our life? 进而后能安，安而后能虑，虑而后能得。这是讲，若是啥，若是咱伊个啥若是咱有，等等啊，虑而后能安，安而后能虑，进而后能安，安而后能虑，虑而后能得。若是咱有法当下静起来无，咱就要安定，有安定无，咱就有法当修好势。那代志若有法当修好势，无咱就有法当增加智慧，才有法当得得多。这个就是这个简单的意思。To that calmness there will succeed a tranquil repose. In that repose there may be careful deliberation, and that deliberation will be followed by the attainment of the desired end. I hope you are not like intimidated or looking at all these like big words. We are not able to understand what this means. It simply means if we are calm, then we are at peace. We have inner peace. And if we have inner peace, we can think clearly. And if we can think clearly, then we will know how we can attain. Attain what? Attain the enlightenment. Things have their root and their 物有本末，时有所终，时有终始，知所先后，则近道矣。Okay. Things have their root and their branches. Affairs have their end and their beginning. To know what is first and what is last will lead near to what is taught in the great learning. 当代志拢有头，拢有尾，拢有啥根，叫拢有啥，叫拢有果。当代志，若是咱知什么是头，什么是咱的根，什么是咱的什么因，什么是咱的果无，这个都会互咱了解咱的大学之道。Everything has a beginning and has an end. Everything has their root and their branch. If we know where the root is, then we will know what the outcome is, and that will lead us to understand what is the great learning. 故知以明明德，以天下者先治其国。这下无有法当，互大家，互天下的人有明明德无？爱先甲国家控制有好势，古早人啦，这意思是古早人要互有啥有明明德以天下者，就是先甲国家管有好势。其实到即卖嘛是共款，不，这毋是干那古早人是爱安尼尔，即卖人无是要甲咱的国家管理有好势，无咱都爱花了人教咱的啥，咱的民族安怎做一个好的民族。The ancients who wished to illustrate illustrious virtue throughout the kingdom first ordered well their own states. It means that if we want to teach our people to be virtuous, then first we must be able to govern their country well. This applied to people from the past, which is why it said the ancients who wish to illustrate virtues must order well with their own state. But this is true even for today. If we want for our country, if we want for our society to be good, to be peaceful, then it starts from teaching our countrymen to be virtuous, to be respectful, and to be a good citizen. 以治其国者，先哉其家；以哉其家者，先修其身。就是讲，若是咱有法想要甲国家有法通有法通管理好势无，爱先甲家己的家己的厝、家己的家庭管理好势。要甲家己的家庭、家己的家己的亲戚、家己的家人教好势无，爱先修咱的心。Wishing to order well their states, they first regulated their families. Wishing to regulate their families, they first cultivated their persons. It means that if we want to govern our country well, if we want to make sure that our country is going the right way. And first, we must make sure that our family is doing, we are getting along well with people of our own family, that our family members are living properly, they are doing what is right. And in order to regulate our family, in order to make sure that our family is doing good, then we must first change who we are. We must first cultivate ourselves. 以修其身者，先正其心；以正其心者，先诚其意。就是讲，若是咱要写无，咱要修心无，修心无，爱先修心；要修心无，都爱先写爱有诚意。就是讲，咱都爱信心。咱有信心无，才有法通才有法通修咱的心。所以咱修道无真重要，就是爱知影讲。咱修道，可能有的人礼拜都有各种原因，有的是有有别个目的，这个袂要紧。若是咱有法通写，有法通改变无，有法通甲咱的歹的因无，甲歹的果无去除掉，咱修道嘛是会写，有法通修心。若是咱有法通甲咱的无信心的概念无，换做信心的概念，咱才有法通写，有法通得到，才有法通写得到，才有法通写，才有法通成道。Wishing to cultivate their persons, they first rectify their hearts. Wishing to rectify their hearts, they first sought to be sincere in their thoughts. In simpler terms, if we want to become a better person, then we must first, and to make sure that our heart is pure, then we must first be sincere in our thoughts. A lot of people came from different backgrounds and joined Tao. Some people may not have the most what do you call this? Most genuine of intentions for coming into the temple. Some of them have their own agenda, and that's okay because, to be honest, we are only human. A lot of people, they are coming from different backgrounds, and they are coming from they have different stories. But as long as we can change our insincere thoughts, our insincere agenda to a sincere want, a sincere desire for us to rectify ourselves, to change our hearts, then we will find success in Tao cultivation. We will be able to attain the enlightenment that we have long sought for. 意诚其意者，先自其知，知之在格物。So， 若是咱有法，咱写要有法通诚其意无？咱都爱写，咱都爱先有智慧。要有智慧无，就是爱格物。格物什么意思？格物就是讲，咱爱甲咱的无好的欲望无，不正当的欲望无，写。甲伊规个拢写摕煞，不正当的欲望，然后法通写，然后人甲摕煞无产出无，咱就有法通追求咱的良知，咱都法通写，有法通得到智慧。这个就是大学咱头一摆讲的上半段，就是这个到这部分。简单来讲无，这个道就是互咱知影讲。咱要学着大学之道，无是以什么顺序来？先国家，先厝，了再心身心意良知交格物，就是这个，就是安尼。Wishing to be sincere in their thoughts, they first extended to the utmost their knowledge. Such extensions of knowledge lay in the investigation of things. Meaning, if we want to be sincere, then we must first get the wisdom of our saints and sages. And to extend the wisdom of our saints and sages, we must remove negative desires. Desires will get in the way of us cultivating Tao. It will get in the way of us truly understanding the way of the world and the way of life. And because of our desires being an obstruction to us, we must all do what we can to understand where our desire is coming from, so that we can remove our desires and to be focused, to be intent on gaining the wisdom, so that we can cultivate properly, so that we can be sincere in our thoughts. So this was where I ended my lecture from a few months ago. And if we are to understand the whole process, the whole chain that this went through, then this illustration should make it clearer. It starts with the country, and then to the family, down to the family, to the body. This is the hierarchy: the country, family, body, heart, sincerity, wisdom, and it all comes from removing desires. Removing desires is the root of our greater learning. So now that we have reviewed what we have spoken, what I have lectured from last month, then we can go back to what happens when we remove our desires. Because this is where our the next part of great learning leads to. So 咱今摆咱知影讲这个顺序无就是对上帝原的是国家心意良知交歌舞无，咱都要知影讲，咱歌舞时阵无，咱安怎发展良知？这就是咱即摆下半段要讲的部分，这部分。歌舞而后，知至而后意诚。若是咱写无，咱有法通写歌舞无，咱有法通甲派欲望写无，摕杀无，咱就会知影讲什么是对，什么是咱就会较了解讲什么是对，什么是正有法通互咱着着至于至善的方法。因为咱知影讲这个安怎有法通着至于至善的方法无，咱都会写，咱都会有写有信心的写概念。譬如讲，我先看你用英文要再讲一个故事。So things being investigated, knowledge became complete. Their knowledge being complete, their thoughts were sincere. If we remove our desires, then what happens? When we remove our desires, our negative desires especially, then we will know what is resting in highest excellence. Resting in highest excellence is to work towards our goal and being focused on it. And it is through this focus that we can find that our thoughts are sincere. So I would like to give us a story to illustrate the meaning of what this means. 这个故事无有一个下手，这个下手无是一个等于是较新的下手啊，是一个叫做，若是咱像伫个运动员爱讲的一句话，就是叫做菜鸟，这是菜鸟的下手，无未受到真久吧。有一天无，伊要坐禅，人叫伊坐禅，爱叫伊坐禅，有法通互家己的心，有法通静下来，有法通增加智慧。伊每一摆坐禅时阵无，伊坐禅差不多5分钟，拢会有看到一个啥？看到啥物？看到蜘蛛，啥物蜘蛛？蜘蛛就是英文的 spider。咱大家都真看到蜘蛛敢会惊，我去无真惊蜘蛛啦。不过当然咱看到蜘蛛，就感觉讲哇，敢若咱会有蜘蛛，应该是厝内壁无清气。我讲一直要叫妈，厝内壁无清气才是蜘蛛啊，是毋是？或是惊讲厝内有家蛇，突然我看到家蛇嘛，足无欢喜的，一直叫妈讲，哇，厝内壁无清气。拖甲扫无清气，才有甲一家蛇啦。所以每一摆这个下手咧坐禅时阵无，敢若经过5分钟，也都一直看到蜘蛛啊。逐摆看到蜘蛛无， 7手8手都拢袂专心的想，袂专心的坐想。Okay, so in this story, there is a monk which in sports terminology is considered a rookie. So he's a rookie monk. He's very new, not very experienced yet. And this rookie monk, he is instructed to meditate so that he can focus, so that he can think more clearly, and so that he will be able to gain wisdom. But with him being inexperienced and being considered a rookie, he always gets distracted. Every 5 minutes, whenever he's meditating, he will see somewhere that there is a spider crawling. Now, I understand that a lot of people don't like spiders. I do not fear spiders, but I don't like spiders either. Because spiders, when there are spiders at our homes, it means that our home is not clean. And when there's spider in the place where we live in, whenever I see spiders, what I think is my mom is going to reprimand me because I have not been cleaning my house properly, and that's why there are spiders everywhere. Or sometimes it's not even just spiders. Sometimes it's cockroaches or ants. When I see cockroaches, I see ants. All I can think about is I haven't been cleaning my house well, and that's why they appeared. And if my mom sees this, she will get really upset. And so the monk, when he sees spider, he also gets really upset, and he cannot, because he gets upset, he cannot meditate. He cannot focus on meditating. So ito咱的学修无，伊看着蜘蛛袂当专心无，伊则甲伊的师傅问讲，每一摆我咧坐禅时阵无，经过5分钟，我拢会看到一个蜘蛛，所以拢无法度当坐禅无好，无法度专心坐禅。而且师傅则来讲 ，OK， 你摕一个毛笔，后一摆你看到这蜘蛛无，你佮甲这个毛笔无，给插在蜘蛛，甲在蜘蛛顶端画一个啥，画一个鱼，画一个圈。你再看卖，你就是画一个鱼，然后伊个下一个学生讲 ，OK 好。所以伊后一摆去坐禅时阵无，伊讲蜘蛛走出来，蜘蛛走出来时阵无，伊就摕迄个毛笔，甲迄个啥，迄个蜘蛛画一个鱼，然后伊个蜘蛛去画一个鱼，无当然蜘蛛歪去人摸嘛，伊就走去，伊走去无，迄个学生就足欢喜，讲哇，蜘蛛无去，我足欢喜，安尼我会当专心坐禅咯。所以坐禅坐到差不多几啊点钟，伊才坐禅煞无，伊目睭闭紧时阵无，伊才看到，伊才拄好伊用毛笔画一个鱼无，忽然间伫伊个肚脐顶悬，伊才发现讲，原来这个蜘蛛无，根本毋是食，根本是头壳想出来的，为着伊袂专心无，伊才想一直想迄个蜘蛛，所以伊才无法通专心拜拜，专心专心坐禅，专心着智慧。So when this monk, being really annoyed with the constant visions of spiders, he told his master, "Master, I keep seeing spiders whenever I meditate, and I cannot focus because of that." So the master told him, "Okay, next time when you see a spider again, when you meditate, I want you to get a brush and draw a circle into the spider." And then the monk said, "Okay, fine, I'll do it. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'll do it." So he took a brush. No, he went back to meditating. And after 5 minutes again, the spider appeared. And now he's ready. So he took a brush and drew a circle into the spider. And spiders don't like being touched. It don't like being brushed. It definitely doesn't like being brushed. So the spider ran away. after the circle was thrown onto the spider, he ran away. It ran away. I don't know what their gender is. It ran away. And after it ran away, the young monk was so happy. Like, no more spiders. Now I can finally focus on meditating until until I feel that I have meditated and prayed enough. And so he kept doing it for a few hours, and then he opened his eyes because he felt like he's meditated enough. When he opened his eyes, to his surprise, he saw the same circle that he drew on the spider right on top of his belly button. And that is when he realized the spider all along was just his imagination. What is causing him to be distracted from his meditation was all coming from his mind. And that's why he cannot focus, and that's why he cannot gain wisdom. So 这个下无，这个故事就是要互咱知影讲，咱要摕到智慧无，咱就爱个悟。咱的悟就是敢若款的蜘蛛嘛，个蜘蛛就是啥？那蜘蛛无，咱就是咱的悟，就是咱有无好的欲望无，咱讲永远啥？永远想要修道，我想要增加智慧无，咱拢无法通增加，咱拢无法通增加智慧。为着咱读，咱咧受迄个欲望，咱读，咱咧受迄个，毋是真重要的物件。就敢若款，小学以早有用过啥物种较久的手机嘛？较久的手机无用到一段时间无，知影迄个手机的荧幕顶悬有啥？有，毋知是伫倒位来有一个啥？有一个小的线程啊，就是一个细粒的啥会剪层，我嘛毋知安怎串起来，所以我一直用指甲，一直要甲啥抠，一直抠到安怎？抠到迄个手机的荧幕创互破。安尼咱想起来，迄个小的层，当然咱看甲会感觉足野的，看甲足讨厌。不过若是咱头壳一直想迄个层无，咱无想讲。其实迄个手机是真好用，咱甲一直执着迄个层无，咱愈执着无，咱愈会甲手机创歹。敢若款咱人的生活无，咱执着愈多无，咱敢若愈甲咱的啥，咱愈甲咱的生活创歹尔。咱不单是甲咱的生活，甲咱的趁的钱黑白开，甲咱的啥，甲咱的时间黑白浪费。And the story that about the monk and the spider teaches us that the obstacle to us gaining wisdom is our desires, our negative and material desires. Just as the monk who couldn't focus because he kept thinking about spiders, people with a lot of desires will not truly focus on gaining wisdom, will not truly focus on cultivating. And because of their lack of focus, they end up harming themselves. Just as I had an old cell phone before, and this cell phone, after like prolonged use, it somehow like had a speck of dust on the screen. I don't know where the speck of dust came from, and it wouldn't go away no matter how hard I tried to wipe it with a paper towel or a wet wipe. So what happened is, I keep scratching at it with my fingernails until I left a permanent scratch on the cell phone screen. And now the scratch is so big that it's unusable anymore. And when you think about it, that thing happens. Sometimes when we use our electronic devices for so long, it collects dirt. And no electronic device is perfect. It may be perfect when we buy it, but as the time passes, it will become worse and worse. But if that small speck of dust is something that I didn't fixate on, if I wasn't always thinking about that small speck of dust, if I wasn't so irritated by it, I could just ignore it. I could just treat the cell phone as I would treat my other device. I wouldn't like keep scratching at the dust, and that cell phone will still remain useful to me. But I kept scratching at it and I scratch at it and I scratch at it until I damage the monitor, and now the cell phone is useless. Now it's even worse than having just one speck of dust. Now it's a full-on scratch that makes it very hard to read. So 咱就知影讲，咱生活无的欲望无爱去除掉。OK， 一诚而后心正，心正而后身修，就是这意思就是讲啥无？若是咱有对的概念，咱只信心无，咱就有法当啥？咱就法当好好啊修心，咱就法当好好啊做修道人，咱就好好啊做好代志，做功德。Their thoughts being sincere, their hearts were then rectified. Their hearts being rectified, their persons were cultivated. This means that if we have the right thought, then we will be sincere in our cultivation, and this sincerity will be what we need so that we can cultivate properly, so that we can change, we can refine our physical and our mental health. It all comes from sincerity. So 譬如講，你不但是啥呀，不但是講是sorry， 不但是不但是講咱咧修道呀，譬如講咱咧讀冊，咱咧研究，或是譬如講咱想要有一個新的好習慣，譬如講咱想要開始想要健身。或是想要啥，想要學講一個新的語言，想要學講一個啥，想要學一個新的啥，新的技術，咱愛信心嘛，咱愛再講，要咱信心，都愛有啥，都愛有對的概念，對的概念就是講，不管咱拄着啥物種困難無，咱愛堅持，咱袂做放棄。有濟人無開始15分真感覺講哇，這樣代志，敢若款也好學，為着當物件佇大聖時陣無人感覺講足好耍嘅，不過你行愈久，你會拄着愈來愈濟困難，你拄着愈來愈濟困難無，你就開始感覺講哇，呀，這困難也歹經過這困難，袂經過這痛苦，無想要經過這痛苦。所以咱就放棄這樣物件咯，咱這攏是安尼。譬如講運動啦，或是譬如講學啥讀冊啦，或是譬如講要學新的語言，這個攏也儕人攏拄着這樣經驗，了就大生嘅投資攏規個攏浪費掉時間啦、錢啦。或是啥，或是含迄個啥，迄個叫做啥，情緒攏規個攏啥，規個攏浪費掉。This also applies the sincerity and the focus. It not just apply to our cultivation in Tao. It applies to learning everything, and that's why our lecture is called the Great Learning, because this applies to every form of knowledge. So 無管咱即擺講嘅專業叫做大學一條。伊不但是干那講修道爾，要學習所有嘅物件無，愛有這種心態、這種態度才是對，這種地位才是對。That's why it's called the great learning, because this not only applies to the cultivation of Tao, but it also applies to learning various skills. Like, for example, if I want to learn how to have a healthy lifestyle, to exercise, or if I want to learn how to cook, I want to learn how to speak a new language. It's easy to say that at the beginning things are so much fun, and when things are fun, then we have like an initial burst of inspiration where we feel like doing this stuff can be a habit. But as time goes, we will meet obstacles. Things will be harder for us. The start of learning a new thing is always easy, but to maintain the habit so that we can become a master of such a thing, That's where the challenge is. And if we do not focus, if we do not keep our mind on our goal, then it's easy for us to be distracted. And when we're distracted, then we just give up. And it's a waste of our money, a waste of our time, it's a waste of our feelings and emotions. So shout out to all the people who gave up on their dreams. All of us probably have our own dreams that we gave up on. Some of us are frustrated artists. Some of us are frustrated musicians. Some of us are frustrated cooks. And as long as we are still living, it's not too late. You know, even if you don't have to be like the master of cooking, you don't have to be a professional artist. As long as we can reach a state of happiness, peace, and contentment while doing such a deed, it's all good. 咱也做，咱以后也做，以后一定知影讲，咱也做大清，有一寡梦想拢放弃啦。比如讲，也做人啊，伊早讲想要学画图啦，想要学弹钢琴啦，想要学啥，但为着对着困难，无就咱放弃咯。袂要紧啊，咱拢知影，也其实要学物件无是足艰苦的，不过若是食物件无有法当互人平静，有法当互人啥欢喜，无管是咱做偌好，是无甲真好无，若是有法当做这样物件无，咱欢喜就好，是毋是？当然咱袂说讲欢喜就好就做歹代志，这毋对。不过互人有较好的修养无，一定是好代志吧？你学煮食无，煮学好势无，会通教咱也做啥？也做智慧，会当教咱也做啥生活的智慧，或是不但是煮食尔，运动、画图，逐项艺术的物件拢会通教咱也做啥也做道理。当然咱修道嘛是袂做放弃，咱修道都爱诚心诚意，爱啥爱信正，爱啥爱得悟。So it's okay if we are not like a number one. We are not the Michael Jordan of the things that we are doing. And as long as we're happy, then it's worth doing. Of course, this is not an excuse for us to be doing bad things. We can't say as long as we're happy, we can harm other people. No, that's wrong. Think about the things that we learn when we're learning positive skills. Like if you're learning how to cook, will not only teach you how to make good food, it will teach you a lot of life lessons. And this is also true when you're learning how to exercise, when you're learning how to paint, it will teach you a lot of life lessons. And of course, we shouldn't give up on this, even though we are not always doing so well. If we keep at it, we will learn a lot of good things and a lot of like wisdom. And this also applies to Tao cultivation. Maybe we're not the smartest. Maybe all of us have varying level of talents and intelligence and the capacity to learn. It doesn't matter. As long as we're trying, as long as we're focused, as long as we are sincere, and as long as we are removing our negative desires, then we are doing the right thing in cultivating and in learning things that are useful to our life. 生修而后家栽，家栽而后果子。这就是讲，若是咱有法当先修好势无，咱的啥，咱的厝无，咱的家庭无，都法当管理好势。家庭若有法当啥，有好的家庭无，咱都法当有好的社会，有好的社会无，都法当好的国家。Their persons being cultivated, their families were regulated. Their families being regulated, their states were rightly owned. It means that if we cultivate ourselves well, then we can change our family so that we can have a good family. And when a good society consists of several good families, several families that are living in peace and harmony. And in this kind of society, that is where we can make sure that a country is being run well and being governed properly. It's through the cultivation of a person that a country becomes successful and progressive. 一个国家有法当下，有法当前进无，有法当下，有法当发达无，是对人皆有受好势为根。伊毋是讲要互一个国家变好势无，毋是意思讲，咱会叫一个野个杀死人的啥？杀死人的国王做咱的头，或是野个杀死人的总统做咱的总统，或是啥用迄种暴力的方法来管理一个国家，这毋是要早啥？要早有互一个国家、互一个家庭变好无？是对民的，是对啥？是对亲民交至善的方法，才好让国家变好势。For a country to become well, it starts from people cultivating well, people being refined. You cannot teach a person to be good by using violence. Even if you have like a dictator for a king, for a president ruling a country, it will not lead to a country becoming well developed. It will not it will not turn a country good. So 不管咱看咱的历史，咱看咱的啥，咱看即马的社会，即马的新闻，怀用暴力的方法管国家无，讲一定出多代志的，一定也侪无欢喜的人，也无互人变较好啊，也无国家变较有志，也无国家变较平等的生活，无国家变较啥，变较有法当日子过得较好势，无。你早互日子过较好势无？咱大家就是爱做一个有修养的人，会晓替别人想，会晓关心别人，会晓爱社会，会晓爱咱的啥，爱咱的大自然，这就是管理一个国家是对咱的受导的啥的基本。It doesn't matter, like if you look at regardless of history or the world news right now, current affairs, the country that is ruled by dictators are not the ones that are progressing well. They're not the ones that are escaping poverty. They're not the ones where people are living in equal society, where the rich, where there is no rich and there is no poor, and everyone is equally distributed in wealth. Just because you have a dictator running a country doesn't mean that people are having a good life. If we want to have a country full of people living well and peacefully and harmoniously, it comes from people being well cultivated, being elegant, being refined. And in this refinement, it is found through us knowing the greatest, to rest in highest excellence, to illustrating the virtue, to us being a wise and a virtuous society as a whole. And this is why we should give peace a chance to happen. And for it to happen, we should promote love, we should promote the great Tao, we should promote harmonious way of living, and we should not give into hate. So 咱有法想要咱的生活真正也平安无？咱都爱好好爱护别人嘛，咱都爱好好爱护社会嘛，咱都爱好好修道，做好人。有法通做好人无？咱做法通要求讲咱的世界会变一个啥？变一个好的所在嘛，互国家变好，互咱的生活变好，是对啥？是对咱的修身为本，为本。国治而后天下平。那是啥？还是国家，那是有法通管理好势无？大家人拢平安快乐啊！那大家人平安快乐无？意思讲大家人拢尊敬，互相尊敬，互相保护，互相啥？互相相亲相爱。咱即卖社会敢是一款社会，咱即卖甲来看网络尔， 网络度足侪啥物，足侪人咧笑骂，了即马咱咧咧看开脸书，或是开 YouTube， 或是开啥，开各种叫做啥物啊 SNS 各种啥 social media 无，咱会看到遐侪人拢咧留言，拢有一寡足啥足阿赞的啥的话，即款人无台湾叫做啥物？中文叫做啥物？叫做选民，台湾叫做选民，为着因话讲出来的因嘴讲出来的话无，拢足酸的，拢足歹的，拢足无好的。即马咱的网络的社会无，不管是伫脸书，不管是抖音，不管是 IG， 不管是 YouTube， 拢有够侪选民的。了遐侪人为着选民无，拢受着足大的打击。了遐侪，其实选民的代志，咱像做讲也好笑，不过其实选民无欺负足侪人，害足侪人得着忧郁症，个遐侪啥，遐侪咱的。韩国的啥，不论是韩国或是日本或是啥物国家的啥，偶像无为着选民的欺负无，就忧郁症，过遐侪自杀，这是一下上发生的代志。敢若款听说今仔有一个啥，可能乐队无咧做韩剧啊，所以无够了解。不过听说讲今仔有啥物一个啥，一个韩国的偶像就死去啊，敢若款是为着。我无爱学白讲话啦，就是反正就是有一个韩国的偶像过身啦。Their states being rightly governed, the whole kingdom was made tranquil and happy. For if a country, if a state is properly governed, then everyone will be happy and everyone will be peaceful. In Chinese, the word for peace is heping, and heping. What is the meaning of he and ping? He is everyone is harmonious, everyone gets along, and ping is equal. So a peaceful society is a society. In Chinese, peace means harmony and equality. A peaceful society is one where everyone treats each other with respect as equals. No matter what your gender is, no matter what your belief is, no matter where you come from, what your race is, everyone treats each other with respect. This is what a harmonious society is like. This is what a country that is rightly governed is like. When you see a very progressive society, everyone treats each other with respect. But now, with us living in the internet age, this is not what we're seeing. In internet age, it only exposes how divided people are. For example, whether you visit Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, you keep seeing comments that are very negative, that are very abusive and full of foul words, foul languages. In Chinese, in English we call it trolls. Trolls is, when you think of trolls, trolls used to mean this kind of ugly, tall creature from fantasy stories that you can see in like something like Lord of the Rings or well, I don't really know what other movies have trolls in it, like Trolls the movie maybe. But in Chinese, the word for troll is called Suan Min, which is the Chinese. Suan is the Chinese for sour, and Min is citizen. So troll in Chinese is sour citizen. And why are they called sour citizen? Because they are so sour. Their words are not sweet like honey. They are sour like sour cream, sour like a spoiled yogurt, or sour like something that we don't like eating, like the smell of filthy socks that have not been washed for a week. And people are so sour because they are so full of hate. They are not taught properly. A person who is refined, who is well educated, who is full of wisdom, even if they disagree with another person, they will not spread hate. They will not engage in trollish behavior. And with the existence of trolls, we might think that it is funny, but trolls actually are bullying a lot of people. That a lot of famous celebrities have suffered mental health problems because of their behavior, because of their foul words and their verbal abuse. A lot of our K-pop and J-pop or whatever other countries have celebrities that have become depressed and committed suicide because of being subject to verbal abuse from people online. And what happens is that even just today, there's a news. I don't really know what the cause is because I'm not super well informed about K-pop. There's limits to what I can know and what I can know about the world. But yeah, someone from the K-pop like just passed away, and everyone was talking about it. And I don't really know what happened, but it's a very frequent occurrence. It's something that just happens like on a weekly basis, and it is so sad. 治天子以治以庶人，以世皆以修身为本。就是讲，咱古代的皇帝无，就是用下修心当作本。了，即马咱的社无，即马咱的老百姓无，对咱的白羊起无甲咱的大道降下来大道普渡无，咱老百姓无冇法当用这个修身为本。So from the ancient rulers down to the mass of the people, all must consider the cultivation of person the root of everything besides. So 咱社无，咱修道无，修心无，要修心无，就是咱所有的人爱做的啥，本来爱做的代志，这就是咱大家人生活的目标。咱咱的世界的生活目标无，真侪人拢是啥，开始拄啊出钱煞，就是互伊入去学堂读册，了互伊读册煞无毕业，就是甲伊学做物件用喺伊生活中。咱其实不但是去学堂读册，去学校，或是咱别种咱的啥，咱的道义的生活无，咱就是共款，咱一直学习，甲咱的修身为本，甲咱的修道无、修心无当作本，利用这本无，互咱经过生活的每一个阶段，互咱有法当增加智慧，有法当做好代志，有法当增加经验。了，咱的咱的生活无管咱即马是囡仔，或是即马是40几岁，或是60几岁、70几岁、80几岁无，咱拢无咧停的咧增加智慧，无咧停的受到各种的生活的道理的学问，了咱都爱甲把握这个机会，互咱会当甲心修更加好势。From when during the ancient times, from the ancient rulers, they have been the ones that are cultivating the roots. And today in our quite young society, in the era of the Tao propagation to the masses, all of us are responsible for the cultivation of ourselves. And the root of all of our actions should come from us refining ourselves for the better. When you think about it, that should be our life goal, because most of us, a normal person's life, when they are born, after they grow to a certain age, they either go to school or seek out education in other ways. And then after the education stops, the formal education anyway stops, they apply what they learn in the remaining of their lives. And as this is the way of a person's life professionally, so is this the way that we live our life spiritually. We are born, and then we learn from, and then we learn, we cultivate, we gain wisdom through the ages, no matter we're 40 or 80 or 90. The life that we live in every day is abundant with life lessons that we should pick up on. And if our mind is open to learning, then we will be able to cultivate our mind and our body properly. But if we are not focused, then we're just wasting our time. 其本乱而莫智者否夷，就是讲，咱袂使甲咱的根啥放在边啊无管伊。但是咱想要有咱的啥，咱想要咱受用有啥有受用有好势无？咱一定要真啥专心，一定要啥，一定要注重咱的根是啥物。It cannot be when the root is neglected that what should spring from it will be well ordered. So 若是咱有咱有种啥物因果，就啥物果会出来。无管咱啥，无管是好代志或是歹代志，无咱有迄个有好因果，甲歹因果。所以咱就要了解讲，咱的心肝无会互咱心肝好，就互咱做好因果；咱心肝歹，就互咱做歹因果。咱无可能讲，咱无咧啥，无咧甲咱的心创好势，忽然间就创作一个好的因果，无这样代志。所以就袂使甲咱的根放袂去的。All of us, like we will suffer. We have all of our actions have their roots and have their reaction. There's an action and there's a reaction to everything, and this is what leads us to creating good or bad karma. And the difference between committing good and bad karma comes from what is residing in our heart. If what is in our heart is pure, then we are going to plant a good seed which will bear us good fruit. But if what is in our heart is impure, then we plant a bad seed and we get a bad fruit. It cannot be that through the neglect of our roots that we commit good karma. That just doesn't happen. It's not something that happens by chance. Everything that every outcome to our life, every life event that we go through is the sum total of what we have done in the past. Then 生活过每一个代志无，经验无，拢是为着咱以早做的一寡因果，所无半代志是莫名其妙发生的。到最后无，其所好则不，而其所不则后，为莫之有也。咱袂使甲啥？甲无重要代志当作重要，袂使甲重要的代志当作无重要。要甲咱的啥，要学习好势无，都要知影啥物分清楚重要的代志甲无重要的代志。It has never been the case that what was of great importance has been slightly cared for, and at the same time, that what was of slight importance has been greatly cared for. In simpler terms, we need to know what is the important stuff and what is unimportant stuff. and to pay attention to the important ones and to neglect the unimportant ones. So 这个就是啥？这个就是咱伊若讲的讲到遮，要要甲口讲为止时阵无，要先甲要讲一个啥一个简单的故事，互咱甲了解讲什么是后知薄后则薄薄则厚伊个啥诶，就是一个例子。这故事无就是讲有一个啥草蜢无蚂蚱就是 grasshopper， 甲蚂蚁诶生活诶差别。一个草蜢无诶啥伊，咱可能咱大家拢看过狗遐啦，这草蜢咱嘛大家也侪拢有看过啦，都有看过啦。伊个啥蚂蚁无，可能咱大家都看着咱看做讨厌，可是迄蚂蚁有一个也互咱赞啥咱来认同讲咱蚂蚁真正是一足骨力的动物。伊早起甲暗暝无，拢咧捡饭，互家己捡饭，互蚂蚁社会会当好我啥，是好我饲因，好我食，好我生活。伊个啥无？伊个草蜢无，看着讲咱这蚂蚁无，逐工规日早起甲暗暝拢足骨力直接创啥，袂晓享受。迄草蜢无？爱唱歌，爱弹吉他。一摆，伊看到迄蚂蚁讲啊，你规日用辛苦是咧创啥啦？咱生活是爱享受嘛，爱交我共款，爱啥？爱会晓享受生活，唱歌、跳舞、啉酒，这是生活的快乐。会了，伊个教育讲好，你记在你欢喜就好啦，哦。了，伊到遐就继续跳饭啊，继续工作啊，继续打拼。了，伊个草蜢无继续做享受。So this story, I would like to conclude this lecture by telling this story first about knowing what is of great importance and what is of small importance only. In this story, there's an ant and a grasshopper. There's a colony of ants and grasshopper. We all have seen ants, and most of us have also seen grasshoppers. And maybe a lot of us are irritated by ants because they are so persistent in getting food from people without our permission too. They just grow everywhere. But one thing that we should acknowledge from ants is they work hard. They go hard. They from morning till evening, they work tirelessly to collect food for their own colony, so that they are all well fed and they are not hungry. And when the grasshoppers saw that the ants are always so tired working so hard with all this tiring physical labor, the grasshoppers said, "You guys are wasting your life working. You should be like me, enjoying life. Look at me, singing, playing the guitar, drinking like hard liquor and being so happy with life. And you working all day? What kind of life is that?" And then the ant's like, okay, if you say so. If you're happy, then do what you want. Now,因伊个草蜢咧享受时阵无是热天嘛，忽然间一段时间就是毋是要安怎？会落雨啊？会落雨要安怎？这个个毋是伫规日边间落雨，这个有落雪，所以落雪要安怎？所以草蜢为着伊无捡饭无，落雪时阵要点就摕饭，无饭通摕，所以草蜢安怎去枵死？会了伊个到遐无，为着伊下热天时阵无拍拼做事，所以伊踮寒天无，伊会通踮因的啥？因的厝内好好甲因趁着会啥会食，是家己，互因会当好好过生活。所以咱踮这故事就知影讲 ，OK， 可能甲重要的代志关注无，会互咱较辛苦。毋过咱的收入 收入嘛是较大，咱食食钓钓嘛是会较侪。若是无重要的物件无，咱已经把时间浪费喺无重要的物件无，咱会钓到啥物？咱无钓到半项物件啦，咱干那是浪费时间呀，咱干那浪费咱的啥？浪费咱的生活呀。So after the time passed, because it was summer when the grasshopper and the ant had their exchanges. So this is not just the Philippines. After summer, there's rain, and after rain, there's what? Winter, snow. And where is the grasshopper going to get their food on snowy days? Nowhere. And that's why the grasshopper, like, because he didn't collect food during hot days, where is he gonna get his food? Nowhere. So he died of hunger. And while the ants, who was working tirelessly during the summertime, had collected and stored enough food, as time passed to rainy season and winter season, the ants could stay at home. If it's like during working in company, could work from home with food enough to feed their entire colony. And that's why the ant could survive and to live longer and happier than the grasshopper, because the ant have focused their time on doing things of greater importance than the grasshopper, who just wants to spend his time doing things of small importance like playing and being happy. So 这个故事互咱了解讲，重要的代志，咱都爱专心做，咱都爱投资较侪时间做，咱都爱啥修道，咱都爱好好修，做人咱都爱好好做，怀别项代志无，怀啥物欲望无，怀譬如讲佚佗无，毋是讲咱袂使佚佗，当然咱嘛，但是咱生活过甲受过侪痛苦无，咱嘛是爱，譬如讲咱出国真好嘛，会当看到别种文化，会当看到食到别种国家的料理，嘛袂歹啊。不过咱袂使干那为着享受出国行，咱出国是增加智慧，或是譬如讲，咱看电影嘛是真快乐啊。也做电影也好看，你不但讲你爱看啥，你爱看卡通啊，或是爱看啥物啥艺术片啊，爱看杨紫琼的电影，或是看奇安诺里的电影，那拢袂歹啦。不过咱袂使个较侪时间浪费看电影啦，看电影是互咱啥，互咱甲咱的压力放轻的一个方法尔。重要的代志无，嘛是爱用较侪时间做，甲无重要的代志无，干那用咱10%、10%、20%，上侪20%做，好无？互咱生活有较快乐，不过甲咱的上重要的代志爱袂使放互袂记的。所以这就是咱今仔日要讲的，甲咱讲的啥的专题，就是咱的大学之道的啥出编。那有讲到无好的社无的部分无，那请咱的师傅写侪，请各位正传师补充完满，请各位道请原谅。邀请欢迎用英文。So, this story about the ant and the grasshopper taught us to focus our time on doing what is important and to spend less time on unimportant things, which means that we should focus our time on cultivating thought and on educating ourselves so that we can gain greater wisdom. It doesn't mean that we are not allowed to do fun things. Every once in a while we can go to other countries. Going to other countries is really nice. We can experience various cultures, see different kinds of people, experience different kinds of cuisine. It's a nice thing to experience, but we should not be going to other countries just to have fun. We should be going to other countries to gain our wisdom and to see fresh sceneries so that we can have fresher mindsets. Or watching movies is a lot of fun too. Whether it's us watching blockbuster movies or art film or Everything Everywhere All at Once or watching John Wick or whatever movies we're watching, we can get a lot from it. But we shouldn't waste so much time on leisurely activities. Like leisurely activities, we can do it to distress because life can be so stressful sometimes. So we can use that to as an outlet to our stress. But we shouldn't be spending more than 10 or 20% of our time or effort pursuing leisurely activities and neglecting what is truly important. So I hope that in our lecture for tonight, I was able to give a brief overview of what the great learning is about. And if there's anything that I speak that are incorrect, I seek for the forgiveness of our saints and sages, and uh, for the and I request for the supplementary wisdom from our holy teachers. And I thank all of you Taochins for listening to tonight's lecture. So, 祝各位道亲身体健康，平安快乐. So I wish all of you good health and for us to have a good life. Thank you for listening and have a nice evening.
Come on, Christopher Tan. So thank you, Brother Christopher. 咱真的来邀请咱的蔡典禅师给咱扯杯结论。Now let us invite our 蔡典禅师 for the compassion supplementary. 咱的请 Vicky 学长给咱给典禅师翻译。And let us invite also Sister Vicky for the translation.
各位道亲好暗暝。
暗暝。
頭先呢，咱感謝Christopher 來用伊個對即個大學的迄個認識，甲咱做一個報告，做一個學習。
Before anything else, we would like to say thank you to our brother Christopher that has give us an orientation or a short explanation of the great learning of Confucius.
其實這個大學之道，這大學首章呢，咱若敢若該看文字咧，可能感覺講真困難。
Yes, based on reading on the scripture, we can feel that it's really very difficult, but actually it's so simple.
其實咱若個對頭讀到尾，好我甲伊體會時陣，會了解講大道咧、大道咧，其實是一個真正簡單的代志，大道至簡。
Okay, but when we read it carefully, we will really understand that it is a very simple explanation of the great Tao, the path, the road to the principle of learning.
真正簡單，真正簡約。安怎簡單呢？就是講，拄仔伊所迄個大學裡面所講的，把咱的心放喺上深層的地方，上深細的迄個所在。
Actually, it's really very, very, very simple. We just understand that we have to put our heart in above of sincerity.
所以咱看迄個三寶眼那間道，伊叫做至誠道院，就是要用迄個上虔誠、上簡單的心來修這個道。
Yes, just like our temple in Zamboanga, it is called in Chinese Ji Chen. It means that we put the most sincerity heart to cultivate for cultivation.
把咱迄個吼，迄個三心兩意把它改掉，放在一個吼，咱上安呢上自在迄個良心、良知、良人的頂端。
The most important is we try to remove all our desires and put our wisdom before anything else.
咱就会达到自律自我要求self discipline.
Yes, continues doing that, and then we can reach in the level of self discipline.
會曉家己 冲较水，缩小自我。
That's also the time that we can put in ourselves to be, even though we act like a small person, but we have done something good.
然后也会学会了要安怎去尊重别人，要安怎去亲民。
Yeah, and eventually we know how to respect others and know how to give our what you call that our merciful heart to other people.
然后伫大学内面嘛，甲咱教，甲讲咱爱格物致知，甲咱迄寡心中迄寡杂念，迄寡心物一样样改摕掉，然后咧找到我们的良知良能。
Yeah. In this learning, the most important is telling us how to remove all our desires. After removing all those dirts, those desires, and then we will come into wisdom, teaching us going to the way of cultivation.
咱若经过即款的安尼逐工安尼重复又重复的动作，安尼逐工安尼做即个简单的代志的时阵呢，咱有一天咱就发觉讲，我们的心非常的干净。
Yeah, by doing this day by day, then eventually one day you will feel that, oh, my heart is already very, very clean.
所以咱读这大学之道的时阵，咱们刚刚讲，好像跟《清净经》差不多。读到那格物致知的时候，咱讲，这个跟《清净经》也差不多。
After reading this great lecture of Confucius, we will then realize that the sutra that we are reading every Tuesday, the purity of the heart, will just like the duplicate of it.
所以不管佛教也好，还是讲咱孔子讲所说的话也好，儒教的话也好，还是讲迄个道家所说的《清净经》也好拢总有一个共同相同的所在。
Yeah. Whichever it is Buddhism, Confucius learning, or Lao Tzu learning, the three of them, or even though all the region has the same purpose.
伊教咱欲望少一点，不是叫咱袂这里有欲望，叫咱欲望少一点。
Yes, teaches us that we can have desire, but we must know how to control it and do not spend so much time in those desires, but and neglecting doing the good things.
欲望少一点然后那个对众生帮助迄个欲望多一点。
Yeah, minimizing our desires and spending more time to benefit our people or our community by doing some good things.
大家人安尼的时阵，就大家修心咯。大家若爱修心的时阵家就会济咯。家若会济的时阵国就会低咯。国若会低的时阵，世界就大同咯。
Yeah, by doing this, first cultivating our heart. After that, cultivating our heart, and then extending to the utmost of our knowledge. We can extend our knowledge into our country. From our country, we give this knowledge completely to our family. But after our family, we give it to our body and then to our heart, and then we will then have a very harmonious society.
今仔日周俊顺伊所讲的是这个大学之道这个概念，以及把这个概念做一个介绍跟简单的解释。
Yeah, we're so very lucky tonight that we have Brother Kris to give us a very simple and clear explanation of the great lecture of Confucius. We call it in Chinese 大学之道.
希望这篇是一个抛砖引玉，有更加多道真诶，捡几句来讲，豆大家做伙来学习经典。
Hoping through this learning of Brother Kris is a stepping stone to our other Taoqing, that so and so we will be learning much about 大学之道。
那么咱就会当感觉会了解为什么咱一寡前贤大帝甲咱说讲咱若读经典，咱若去解说经典，咱敢若亲像徛伫个圣灵的经架头共款的，当看啊，搁较悬，搁较远。
So by reading and understanding the learning of our sages, then we will feel someday that we just like them, have the high wisdom in understanding the whole world, what it is to go to that harmonious societies.